I'm Adam Collins, this is Geoff Lemon, and this is indeed the final word, fueled by Kookaburra Cricket, of course, for Wisden.com, here at the home of cricket, Lords. First day of the county championship season here in London for season 2019. Such a massive year for cricket in this country, but we know it's the start of summer in England, Geoff, when the Wisden dinner's on. The Wisden Almanac is released, the good book, the Bible of our sport, and this bloke here had a huge night last night. He was the recipient of the best book of the year for 2018 in the Wisden Almanac for his tome, Steve Smith's Men Behind Australian Cricket's Fall. Geoff, it's a remarkable achievement. We've been doing these videos for about 4 years, so people watching you will know you're writing well, but how do you feel having been standing up in front of those amazing people in the long room last night, receiving such an honour?
Yeah, well, I'd never been in the long room. No one had let me in yet, so it was nice to be there. And it's such a lot of history in that room. It's strange, like I'm used to being very glib and facetious, and then something happens that's actually quite substantial and quite meaningful. So I don't know how to be serious about it, but it was very nice.
Earnest, I think that's what you've got to go for that tone, see how you go. You weren't the only person who received a recognition last night. The annual 5 cricketers were announced. Some of them were very obvious, like Virat Kohli. A lot of people have wanted to see Virat Kohli named a Wisden cricketer in previous summers, but this was the year in England, which is the criteria, of course, where he dominated in 2018. So he was the leading cricketer in the world for the men's competition for the 3rd time on the trot, Geoff, which is a record and due recognition as one of the 5 cricketers of the year. It was always going to happen eventually for him.
And he's got his year, so no matter what he does in the future, he can have so many great years in England, he'll never get it again. And they'll be mad about that when that happens, I'm sure. Another big shout going on here. Look, he was a run machine in that England-India Test series. Even though India lost, it wasn't his fault. He did everything he could to drag them across the line. 500-plus runs in the series, even though he made a golden duck in the last innings.
Smriti Mandana was named as the leading woman cricketer in the world for 2018. And Geoff, that as well felt like a fairly straightforward decision to me. She's changing the way that country thinks about women's cricket. She's a multi-generational talent, really, the way we've seen her dominate attacks in 20-over cricket in the last 12 months or so. She's a phenomenon.
She's so focused, and she's always had this elegance and class in stroke play. Didn't necessarily have the upper gears, and in that last year or so she's added those. So she's dominated T20 cricket in the way that she'd only previously dominated 50-over cricket. She's added this power game, and she's able to clear the fence at will, so she's an extraordinary player.
She wasn't the only woman in the honours last night. Tammy Beaumont, who, again, really the 3rd year in a row she's dominated in the England summer. She could have easily been a Wisden cricketer in 16 or 17, but it was the summer of 18 which got her in the book for 2019. I was lucky enough to write the essay and spend some time with her for that. She spoke about sitting up in the pavilion over there after the World Cup, the same place where she thought her career might be coming to an end, when it was such a long period of time where she couldn't quite get the job done on the international stage, and now she's going from strength to strength, the England opener. So congratulations to Tammy Beaumont. A couple of Surrey men as well, Geoff. Sam Curran, who was super influential in that Test series you mentioned before when India came here last year. Rory Burns, who held the championship trophy aloft, the county championship trophy aloft last year for Surrey for the first time since 2002. A couple of young England players in the Test side right now. It is a very English award. It's about this particular summer, but obvious choices to both of them.
Yeah, and it takes Surrey to, I think, 52 or 53 players who've won that honour. They're leading Yorkshire, who've got 47.
Oh, really?
So that little rivalry carries on. Sam Curran was just so exciting in that Test series, coming in down the order, usually at 8, and then producing game-changing innings with the bat, and some game-changing spells with the ball as well. And Rory Burns making 1,300-odd runs in a very bowler-dominated year. There were some green tracks and some very low scores and some very low bowling averages, but he managed to make runs regardless.
And last but absolutely not least, Kookaburra's own Jos Buttler, who had the proverbial golden summer, brought back into the Test side by the national selector Ed Smith, dominated in all 3 formats. He made a significant dominant contribution, match-winning innings in 50-over cricket, 20-over cricket and Test cricket. It felt weird to me that he never actually won it before, but Jos Buttler, who of course is the vice-captain of the England side as well, he's entering a period of his career, Geoff, where this could be the most important 12 months coming up for him with the Ashes and the World Cup. He might be England's most important player.
He's got to be top 5 most exciting players in the world, up there with Andre Russell. The way that he just explodes when he gets himself set, but the way he can come in and accelerate right from the start, the way he can get run out at the non-striker's end, which is very funny. So many ways in which he's a great contributor to cricket.
As always in the Wisden Almanac, there's an absolute truckload of brilliant writing essays on everything from the first centuries ever made, 250 years ago. Jonathan Liu, Wisden.com and Wisden Cricket Monthly columnists in the book there. The 1979 World Cup, Rob Smythe reflecting on that. Geoff, it's one of these things where the front section of Wisden is just such a superb thing to get your teeth stuck into in April each year.
It's a treasure trove. It's an incredibly dense little book. It's quite small. You look at it and think, how is that 1,600 odd pages? But the pages are so thin that you can basically see through them. They have to do that just to jam so much information in, and then you end up with something that you can use to smash the front window of your house if you lock yourself out. So it's got a multitude of applications.
And all the obscurities and oddities that you come to love in the Wisden Almanac each year. Pick it up. It's 55 quid, I think, but I'm sure you can get it cheaper if you subscribe. You can get it from all the usual places. Wisden Almanac, of course, in support here at Wisden.com, the website. Make sure you follow all your cricket news through the summer there. With thanks, as always, to Kookaburra Cricket. And congratulations to Geoff Lemon for having the 2018 Book of the Year. This has been The Final Word. We'll talk to you soon.
Pretty simple for an outswinger. It's my natural delivery, so it makes it pretty easy for me. 2 fingers down just either side of the seam, thumb just on the inside of the bottom there, and just tilt the seam towards the slip cord and maybe first or second slip, and hopefully it swings away.